This is the physique that I have managed to attain training naturally for the past 5 years, from the ages of 16 to 21. For some context, I am currently around 87 kilos at 5'9", which I believe is 176 or 177 centimeters. And whether or not you believe that I am natural, I don't really care, to be honest, but I am here to tell you that it is literally a fact that you can attain this level of muscularity at this leanness, right? So you can be this big whilst being this lean naturally, especially within a 5-year time frame, especially if you've applied the amount of effort that I have throughout the past 5 years. Okay, you can ask whatever expert you want.
A few minutes later.
So I'm gonna present the evidence. I'm not gonna say is he natural or not.
Anyone with an experienced eye will tell you that that is a fact. Now, the thing is, you may not look like me though, even with the same level of muscularity or the same body fat. Why is that? Now, this isn't to toot my own horn or be a about it. It's because my genetics may be better than yours, and therefore my insertions, my muscle bellies, and my vascularity, which again is completely out of yours and my control, may be superior to yours, and therefore I will just look more aesthetic, I will look better. And again, there's nothing that you can do about that, but same goes for me. There may be someone who is actually smaller than me and maybe, a bit fatter than me, but they may store body fat in different places. They may have better muscle bellies, they may have better vascularity genetics, and therefore their physique may look more impressive than mine. But at the end of the day, who gives a because why are we comparing ourselves to other people? We will never be able to be in their position. Only compare yourself to yourself and your progress yesterday, your progress a year ago. If you can be better than you were yesterday, better than you were a year ago, then you're winning and you're doing everything you can. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. Anyway, enough waffling, because that's not the topic of this video. The topic of this video is, what are the 3 things that took me to the next level as a natural lifter? Well, those 3 things are your lifestyle and your routine, the quality of your nutrition, and the quality of your training, which in short, simplified, are basically the 3 pillars that form my coaching program, because I've seen the impact firsthand that these 3 things can do, and therefore I literally get paid to help people execute them, install them into their life, and get the results and reap the rewards that they offer, of course. But in this video, I'm going to tell you why they have such a big impact. So let's firstly start with pillar 1, lifestyle and routine. We know that sleep and regularity throughout our week, throughout our life, is obviously crucial to have good energy levels, to feel good, and to make sure that we can actually get done what we want to get done during the day. If your routine is all over the place, which throughout my early years of training it was, I was working, I was trying to start my coaching business, I was trying to get into the gym and make progress myself. On top of this, I needed free time to socialize as well. So how do you fit all of this in? And if you don't plan your days and you don't spend your time intentionally, you're basically going to be freestyling, and you're going to be wasting a lot of time, which I was spending endless amount of times, scrolling on my phone, just wasting time basically. And along with this, it didn't allow me to plan my nutrition properly, have good nutrition, and therefore consistently follow through with my training in an optimal, efficient, effective manner. So your routine, your sleep, your circadian rhythm, the way that you spend your time, your time around meals, your consistency through your training split, your regularity through your training split is very, very important to maintain that focus, and also, again, that regularity, which I believe helps people build momentum and helps propel them forward at a very, very good rate. And along with that, if you've got a lot of going on in your life, you're likely going to be stressed, and we know that stress isn't very good for muscle gain. Regardless of the hormones involved in that, it's just not ideal, because you will be carrying more mental fatigue, especially if it's from work, and therefore that central nervous system fatigue will affect your ability to obviously train with adequate intensity and do what's necessary to gain muscle. But we'll get on to training shortly. Let's move on to nutrition, which is pillar 2. The quality of your nutrition is what really matters as a natural lifter, because how you feel and your health go hand in hand with your capacity to perform well and do what's necessary to actually break down the muscle and, perform well in the gym, of course, right? The quality of your nutrition is purely determined by the type of stuff that you put into your body. So where you should firstly focus is to limit the amount of bad stuff coming in, the ultra processed, highly palatable foods, and ultimately try to increase the wide variety of balanced whole foods that you're putting into your body. Just like a car, if the fuel quality is or there is little fuel, the car isn't going to go very far, is it? And there's different types of fuel, obviously. different, octanes and stuff like that, which can make a car go faster. So the quality of your fuel, the quality of the food that you're putting into your body matters massively if you want to perform at the best level possible, feel the best you can, sleep the best you can, concentrate and focus on your work the best you can. Your nutrition is very, very important. And I'd say we want to prioritize eating a whole food-based diet, utilizing minimally processed foods and trying to get a wide variety of these different whole foods, because that is exactly how we get the micro and macronutrients that we need to fuel different bodily processes and ultimately give us energy to perform well, right? The reason we want to eat a balanced diet, sourcing different nutrients from different foods, is because some foods are more abundant or more bioavailable in certain micro and macronutrients, and therefore if we only eat one certain food all the time, like you're always eating chicken and rice, yes, you're eating clean, but you're not getting in the amount of micro and macronutrients that you need, of which some, again, are more bioavailable or abundant from certain food sources. So ideally, you want to get a decent amount of high quality protein, high quality fats, and high quality carbs into your diet whilst minimizing the bad stuff. And meal timing especially is very, very important, but that kind of goes back to pillar one, making sure that your meal timings are regular around your training. If you're training earlier on in the day, maybe pushing more of your carbs there and, leaving your fats and your proteins for after your training, where you kind of need them more because you don't need more energy, but you need to feel satiated and you need to obviously feel full and satisfied, right? Now, if you can feel like that, you'll be healthy, you'll feel good, and therefore your performance will thrive. And that is where we move on to pillar 3, and that is training. More so, again, like nutrition, the quality of your training. And the quality of your training kind of revolves around 3 main things: your execution, your intensity, and then your consistency to overload and scale your progression over a long period of time. Yes, there's so much nuance to training, there's so much scientific studies that we can, go over, and yes, a lot of those things will impact your progress, but I would only realistically worry about that as a natural lifter when you're at an advanced stage. Maybe get a coach. That's literally what I help people do, and that is what I do myself at this 5-year mark. But throughout that first 3-year progress, this is the main thing that I basically focused on: execution, intensity, and consistency through my overload. Those 3 things are going to be the main things that you want to focus on to drive a solid amount of progress in the gym, okay? Now, when we say execution, that's all about our ability to execute our movements in order to maximize the efficiency of them to target the muscle that we want to grow, okay? So that would usually be utilizing a full range of motion, spending a long period of time or more time in the eccentric range because it's likely better for hypertrophy, trying to utilize a full stretch to, get the benefits from stretch mediated hypertrophy. And along with that, intensity, that is of course training hard with precision, making sure that you're accumulating as many effective reps as possible, and therefore that itself is a time-saving technique because you don't need to do as much volume. And lastly, obviously making sure that you can consistently get stronger over a long period of time. But you can only really get stronger properly over a long period of time if your execution is dialed in, because that means that you're actually getting stronger. If you're getting stronger over time and your execution isn't dialed in, then how do you know you're actually getting stronger? You may be using more momentum, you may be, using different muscle groups to help you shift the load, and therefore you may see the numbers go up, but are they actually going up due to muscle gain or other factors? So that is why execution is important. And the reason intensity is important is because if you can't over time improve your intensity and do more, how are you going to get stronger? You're not getting stronger if you're not improving your intensity. Getting stronger is literally getting more reps, getting more weight, which is increasing the intensity, doing more than last time, as Greg Doucette would say. So those are the 3 pillars. Now look, I would love to dive into each of those 3 sections more and provide more information, more value, but unfortunately for this video, it's simply not gonna, it's not gonna work out. It's gonna be too long of a video. So if you would like to see more on those 3 topics, I'd love if you dropped a comment down below if you liked and dropped me a subscribe. That would be absolutely awesome, and I'll definitely be more motivated to provide a lot of value on those 3 topics. So if that interests you, if you want to do that, hit those buttons and those videos will be out very, very soon.